is Sunday Live with Jeff Koinange and Olive Barrows.
Welcome to the 23rd day of March 2025. We have a great show for you today, as always.
Yes, we do. Still, that sticky issue of church donations.
Yes.
Continues to dominate discussion this Sunday.
Absolutely. We'll talk about that, and also our weekly feature, Citizen Planet.
That's right. It's all about Warus.
Warus and post-election.
Yes.
Start tweeting at Koinange Jeff.
At Warus at Citizen TV Kenya.
Hashtag is Sunday Live. Sunday Live begins right now.
Tonight.
Kicking politics out of church. Religious umbrella body, the National Council of Churches of Kenya, formally bans politicians from the pulpit.
Terror strike in Garissa. 6 killed and scores injured after suspected militants overrun a reservists camp in Bayamado in Garissa.
Search for IEBC chairperson. 11 candidates to battle it out for IEBC chairmanship position as the process of reconstituting the commission gets underway.
More deaths, more pain. Death toll from Kala-Azar pandemic in Wajir rises to 20 as health facilities are overstretched in the county.
All right, welcome to the broadcast. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Belinda Phillips. Olive?
We begin with matters security, and 6 people have been killed and 4 others injured after suspected Al-Shabaab militia attacked a national police reservist camp in Bayamado in Fafi, Garissa County. A police report indicates that the suspected militia used assorted weapons to overrun the camp at around 4 a.m. Following the attack, a multi-agency security operation led by the Anti-Terror Police Unit is currently underway, probing the incident and pursuing the unknown number of attackers. Police say 2 Al-Shabaab attackers were also killed.
In other news, the National Council of Churches of Kenya, the NCCK, has banned all political activities in member churches, including speeches by politicians and announcement of their contributions in churches. In a statement with the new guidelines, the NCCK lamented over escalating political temperatures fanned at the pulpit. As our very own Emmanuel Toh now reports, the new move comes as President William Ruto, who attended a church service today in Nairobi, vowed to continue with his church contributions in Harambes.
Barely a week after the Anglican Church of Kenya, in a bold statement, barred the opposition brigade from addressing its congregants at the St. Stephen's Cathedral here in Nairobi and directing the same in its churches countrywide, the National Council of Churches of Kenya, NCCK, has dealt the politicians yet another blow, publishing 8 new guidelines to govern and stop politics at the pulpit. In a statement issued after an executive committee meeting held at the Jumuiya Conference and Country Home, Limuru in Kiambu County, NCCK stated that from now onwards, politicians should be encouraged to address people or media outside the worship sanctuary, that any monetary contributions by politicians should be treated the same as offerings by all members, and should not have any fanfare or be announced. The statement further cautioning religious leaders to desist from endorsing or opposing politicians or political parties and maintain an objective voice of the church. The church also guided to avoid exaggerated recognition of political leaders who attend the services to prevent projecting a higher level of importance than the other members of the church. The statement further saying the clergy should, on behalf of the congregation, raise any issue of concern with the politicians who attend services as relates to their areas of responsibility. The directive also asking heads of churches to maintain oneness of purpose and ensure these guidelines are followed in their different congregations. NCCK now saying the new guidelines will serve to stop messages of hate, division and discord associated with politicians launched from the pulpit. This coming as President William Ruto, who attended a church service at AIC Jericho here in Nairobi Sunday, remained bullish, saying he will continue with the church contributions he has been doing.
Naona mnapata wasiwasi kama tujenge tusijenge. Let me tell you, tutamuaibisha shetani. Shetani hawezi kutuzuia kujenga nchi yetu ama kujenga makanisa zetu.
Bishop, let me tell you, I'm an accountant. I believe in giving openly for accountability and transparency, even within church. It is up to me as a Christian to choose how to give, and I will choose to be giving openly.
The president, who at the height of the Gen Z protests last year, banned all harambes in churches by state officers, adding that he will also be contributing some more for AIC Jericho. He, however, did not disclose how much he would give.
Shetani na watu wake wanaweza kukasirika wakitaka, lakini tutajenga kanisa.
Last week nilikuwa mahali, nimevaa vizuri, nimeimba, nimeomba, nikanyimwa nafasi ya kuongea.
Emmanuel Toh, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, his allies and those of President William Ruto have for the second week been frozen from addressing congregants of the ACK Church after turning up in their numbers during the enthronement of the new Anglican Church of Kenya Mount Kenya Bishop Gerald Mureithi. As you'll hear now from Kamau Mwangi, Anglican Archbishop Jackson Ole Sapit says even the president is not exempt from the gag.
They came in their numbers hoping to get a chance to address faithful at the St. Peter's ACK Church in Nyeri Town, gathered to witness the consecration and enthronement of Bishop Gerald Mureithi, the third bishop of ACK Mount Kenya West Diocese. Same as last Sunday, the ceremony presided over by Archbishop Jackson Ole Sapit, so gathered leaders who included former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, his allies, those allied to President William Ruto, as well as People's Liberation Party leader Martha Karua, sit through the service with no time allocated for their congratulatory messages.
Even if the president was here, we will still do the same, because we want what happened in the worship and sanctuary to be respected, and other communication will be given out there, because it will not be part of worship, it will be communication to the nation.
And with that, the Anglican Church, for the second Sunday in a row, managed to do away with politics at its pulpit, as the church maintains its zero-tolerance policy to politicians who use the opportunities given to address congregants to advance their agenda.
Not in the Anglican Church. We can do peace crusades outside, because you don't know when the slip of the tongue happened.
With the given chance to address congregants outside, Gachagua opted to call for calm and peace in central Kenya ahead of President William Ruto's tour of the region.
Andu mendane, andu maiguithanie, andu maikare me kindu kimwe na tutigetikire gukahuthirwo kungethanira tondu tuli kindu kimwe na tuli andu amwe. Nitwaiguithania andu aitu.
The call came as a group of youth made pro-Ruto chants outside the church compound. The president's impending visit has split the region's leadership, with Gachagua's allies seeking answers on why it was necessary to oust the former DP, as the president's allies view the visit as critical for the region's development. Kamau Mwangi, Citizen TV.
At the same time, former President Uhuru Kenyatta has called on the church to pray for the nation. The fourth president, who attended a Thanksgiving Mass at St. Joseph's Cathedral Catholic Church in Meru County, also urged leaders to listen to the pleas of Kenyans by lowering the cost of living.
Yangu ni kusema tuendelee kuombea nchi yetu ya Kenya. Tuendelee kuombea viongozi wetu, sababu lazima tuombee viongozi wetu. Lakini pia tuendelee kuomba ya kwamba viongozi wetu watafungua masikio na roho zao na wasikie kilio cha wananchi ambao wanaongoza. You as the church have a moral responsibility to ensure that our nation stays on the right path.
A family from Gitaraga village in Kirinyaga County is appealing for justice following the death of their kin who died at the Kenyatta National Hospital. 31-year-old John Mwangi succumbed to injuries sustained during the anti-finance bill protests in June, which saw him bedridden for nearly 8 months. As you'll hear now from Laura Otieno, the death has once again sparked calls for justice for hundreds of families who lost their loved ones during the protests.
At Gitaraga village in Ndia, Kirinyaga County, family and friends have gathered at the home of Margaret Wamboi to offer their condolence messages. Wamboi lost a 31-year-old son who was receiving treatment for injuries sustained during the anti-finance bill protests. Frustrated with the poor state of his business, John Mwangi joined hundreds of youth in Kirinyaga town for the protests.
Sasa yeye akatupiwa tiangasi, ikaanguka kwa kwenye miguu yao wakiwa wanaume 3, vijana 3. Wakachomeka vibaya sana, alikuwa anasema walichomeka mbaya sana. Mpaka wakasirahi ndio akachomeka zaidi.
Sasa John alipelekwa Kenyatta akadimeto huko na akawa huko miezi 8. Sasa kupitia ile uchungu alikuwa nayo ikamfanya mpaka akaaga dunia.
The family is now staring at a 1.2 million shillings hospital bill as well as funeral expenses. John's death sparking calls for the implementation of the agreement signed between President William Ruto and his broad-based counterpart Raila Odinga on the compensation for victims of the anti-government protests.
Niko na huzuni katika kijiji hiki kwa sababu ni kijana ambaye alikuwa akitegemewa na wazazi kwa ajili ya daily bread, na tungeomba kwamba haki yake itendeke kwa sababu kuandamana ni democracy na vijana walikuwa wakitenda haki yao.
Serikali tunawaomba mkikuja Mount Kenya tour, kujeni pia mkituambia hizi familia zinalipwa lini, ama mkiweza mkwe msha wa sort hiyo compensation, na ndio mkikuja hapa tusiulizane hizo maswali hapa ground.
The body is at the Kenyatta Hospital morgue. Laura Otieno, Citizen TV.
Further north, and the death toll from the Kala-Azar outbreak in Wajir has risen to 20, with 2 more deaths reported. Now, the disease continues to wreak havoc, with the county government now asking for more urgent help and intervention from the national government. We get more from our very own Brenda Wanga.
The number of those admitted at the Wajir Referral Hospital from Kala-Azar continues to rise. The disease, which started spreading in December last year, has taken the lives of nearly 24 people from the county and left hundreds infected and tens hospitalized in various health facilities in the county.
Most of the patients who are coming, who have lost their lives, are patients who are brought when they are very, very sick, very, very ill. Actually, there's a child who was admitted immediately within 30 minutes. Most of them, they succumb because of anemia, staying at home, and so on.
The disease has been spreading in the 4 sub-counties of Wajir, affecting the elderly and the young ones. The disease causes irregular bouts of fever, weight loss, enlarged spleens and livers, and anemia.
And the age group that are affected are under 5s. That is why actually we are getting high case fatalities, because remember, children have low immunity, so they cannot be able to fight any invasive microorganism.
With each passing day, the disease's burden continues to grow, forcing the county's referral hospital to improvise to provide extra bed space to cater for the patients' overflow. The county is also running low on blood supply, an important tool in the management of the disease. But even as the county races to contain the cases, the challenge of testing persists.
Even the test kits actually are very specialized. You have to get them all the way from Netherlands, right? And then there's the curative aspect, which is actually spraying with some form of pesticide the area where these flies hide. So the CHP is actually even instrumental in carrying out the spraying. We have to give them knapsack sprayers.
The county has deployed 50 community health workers to the most affected counties of Elders and Wajir West for a mass fumigation exercise aimed at tackling the problem at source. The disease is spread through bites from sandflies. Beyond the fumigation, the county is also carrying out sensitization programs on the disease. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.
The family of Lucy Wamaitha, who went missing while on a work trip with her boss, is appealing to the government to help get justice after her body parts that were found in Sagana River were confirmed indeed to be those of Wamaitha. A DNA sample was collected from the mother to determine the identity of the body parts, and the body parts were found without a head and legs and turned positive, leading to the arrest of the main suspect. Gatete Njoroge has more.
At the home of Nancy Mungai in Makuyu, Murang'a County, family and friends gather for a prayer session on Sunday evening. They gather to console the mother of the late 32-year-old Lucy Wamaitha, who worked with a non-governmental organization in Thika. Wamaitha disappeared while on a work trip in Embu on January 17th in the company of her boss. The search for her led to Embu, where body parts were discovered on January 22nd in River Sagana.
Nisikuwa naamini hiyo mwili ni ya msichana yangu iko kwa hiyo bag. Ni bag niliona na macho yangu, ile kubwa nyeusi ina mguu. Kwa sababu nilienda huko mara ya kwanza nikaona, ya pili ndio tukaenda tukafanywa DNA.
Nancy says she continued with the search even after the DNA samples were collected with the hope of finding her daughter. Unfortunately, the DNA results turned positive and she received the sad news 2 days ago.
DNA ilifanyika date 12 February. Ikasemekana ni Lucy ako kwa hiyo bag ilirogotwa Sagana River. By 22nd ndio mwili ilirogotwa na polisi ya Embu. Hiyo mwili sio mwili, saa hii tunaongea ni nusu mwili. Kwa sababu ni kutoka waist hapa hivi mpaka kwa shingo. Hakuna mikono kutoka kwa sonda na hakuna miguu kutoka kwenda chini.
She was the daily breadwinner for her mother. Alikuwa anamsikia kila kitu. Mamake akiteseka, mamake kwanza alikuwa na pressure. Alikuwa anamnunulia dawa, kila kitu, kama ni stima nini, mambo yote, kila kitu ilikuwa ni yeye.
Tungeomba serikali tafadhali kwa unyenyekevu, hata kama ni kupiga magoti naweza piga, muingilie ndani ndio tuone mwisho na matokeo mazuri.
Following the unfortunate turn of events, police arrested her boss, who allegedly had differences with Wamaitha after she allegedly reported him to donors for misusing funds meant to educate needy children.
Uchunguzi imeendelea mzuri na hata tumeweza kupata the main suspect ako kwa cell zetu. Vile alikuja kusema mahali walishania na msichana, tuliweza kupata kuwa na shuku na tukashuku akawa yeye ndiye mshukiwa mkuu kwa hiyo mauaji.
The suspect, who had recorded statement with police when Wamaitha disappeared, is expected in court on Monday, even as police continue to search for missing body parts. Gatete Njoroge, Citizen TV.
More sad news, and homicide detectives have taken over the probe into the mysterious murder of 29-year-old Naomi Wangari Mwangi, who was raped and killed by strangulation in Nairobi's Embakasi estate by unknown assailants. Detectives spent the better part of Sunday at the scene where the deceased's body was discovered on the 18th of March. Investigations reveal that the female suspect in their custody is a person of interest because she might have been used to lay a trap for the victim, and there is a link between her and those who committed the crime. According to Naomi's family, she received a phone call from someone and left her home, never to return. Hours later, her body was discovered in the neighborhood. A manhunt for the two main suspects is still going on as we speak.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission selection panel will begin interviews in search for the commission chairman and 6 other commissioners. The process that will last 33 days will be conducted in public starting Monday and will fully constitute the poll body. Ayub Abdikadir has the details.
Dr. Nelson Makanda and the selection team will start the much-awaited process to reconstitute the commission at the College of Insurance in Nairobi and will be public. Makanda and team will conduct the interviews in phases. The first featuring 11 candidates seeking to succeed the late chairperson Wafula Chebukati, scheduled to take place between 24th and 26th of March. On Monday, former Constitutional Implementation Committee Chairperson Charles Nyachai, former Chief Registrar of the Judiciary Ann Amadi, Abdul Qadir Lorot Ramadan, and Edward Katama Ngeiwa will make up the first batch to be interviewed.
Having been appointed as a member of the Independent.
On Tuesday, the selection panel will interview Erastus Edang Ethekon, Francis Kakai Kissinger, former Nairobi County Assembly Clerk Jacob Mungwele, and Joy Masinde Mdivo, the current Kenya Power Board chairperson. Lilian Wanjiku Manegene, Robert Akumu Asembo, and Sol Simiyu Wasilwa will appear before the panel on the last day of interviews for candidates seeking chairperson position. Another 105 candidates vying for the 6th position of commissioners will thereafter be interviewed from the 26th of March to 24th of April in a marathon process to come up with a team that will in the short term preside over by-elections and in the long term deliver the 2027 general elections. The IEBC has been without a commission since the retirement of Chebukati, and Commissioners Abdi Yakub Gulia and Boya Molo and their replacements will see a fully reconstituted commission for the first time since 2022. Among the urgent issues the new commission will seek to remedy is the contentious question of electoral integrity and a cleanup of the voter register that has been a subject of public debate in recent past. Ayub Abdikadir, Citizen TV.
All right, on that note, we're going to take our first break here on Sunday Live and let you know we have a couple of features coming up. One about cerebral palsy.
That was a heavy part 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
A lot of tragedy.
Yeah, so much, huh? Cerebral palsy, maybe there's some hope. This is Cerebral Palsy Month. Some families living with children with cerebral palsy. And of course, our weekly feature, Citizen Planet, is also coming up. So keep tweeting at Kwenanga Jeff.
At O'Barrows, at Citizen TV Kenya.
Hashtag is Sunday Live. Sunday Live takes a break. We'll be back. In the meantime, coming up. Coming up, we tell you the burden of caregivers of children with cerebral palsy.
Buroti maguta keja kwa mtaa mambo fiti, nafungua bahasha wao nikismile, mambo ni murwa kop imeshikia keda biza mapla nikasip tu kaniflota mboka reti kota nikasip tu.
With just a payslip, get a mobile loan of up to 500,000 shillings or an unsecured loan of up to 9 million shillings. Visit a Cooperative Bank branch today. Cooperative Bank, we are you.
The Smarter Bundle. Bundle imetosha. 30 GB monthly data. 400 minutes talk time to any network. 100% rudishiwa on Airtel Money transactions, bank to wallet, pay bills, and agent withdrawals. Subscribe to the Smarter Bundle today. Dial *544# or visit My Airtel app. Airtel Smarter Bundle. Browse, chat, call. Airtel Money. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Kote nchini mbele tuendelee, mbele Kenya twende mbele,
Kenya twende mbele. NCBA, go for it.
Places everyone, we are rolling in a few.
Camera, makeup, ready, action.
Hello food lovers, today we'll be making lasagna. For the ingredients, tomato paste, some cheese. We will go for a short break. We will be back after these messages.
Usiku na mchana tuna deliver. Get 300 bob off your next order on orders above 3,000 Kenya shillings. Use code C4app. Order now.
We are the Cooperative Bank. We are you.
Jojo ni mtu mzima. This is the last time I'm going to talk to you about your behavior.
I remember everything now. So do you want to get a divorce so you can marry her as soon as possible?
No, Paula.
Kila safari huanza na ndoto. As we celebrate 40 years, our promise is to be with you for life. Tufanikishe zaidi.
It is exactly 25 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Sunday Live here at Citizen Television. On to our first feature of the evening, Olive.
That's right, and families with children with cerebral palsy are still waiting on the government to pass legislation that would ease their financial burden in caring for their children. The disease, which renders children nearly motionless, has left many parents with the duty and responsibility of catering for all the needs of the children who can't look after themselves, often at a high financial cost. Brenda Wanga spoke to one such family that is caring for one such child during the Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month and filed this report of their journey of challenges, hope and resilience.
For 10 years, Felix Odhiambo and his wife have been carrying the load of caring for their son, Jaden. Every aspect of his life revolves around his parents' support. Jaden, who's turning 11 this month, suffers from cerebral palsy.
Alipozaliwa alichelewa kulia kama kawaida mtoto akizaliwa kwa sababu nilikuwa na pressure ambayo ilisababisha nikaweza kulazwa, nikaweza kufanyiwa induction ambayo ilichukua muda sana. Nilikuwa na prolonged labor.
What followed for Jaden was a series of missed development milestones. At first, the parents didn't think much of it.
Miezi 6 bado mtoto hajaweza kuketi wala kufanya yale ambayo mtoto wa kawaida anaweza kufanya. Nakumbuka dada yangu ndiye aliniuliza kwa nini mtoto hajaweza kuketi. Ndipo hapo tukaanza safari ya kujiuliza maswali.
Cerebral palsy is a group of movement disorders caused by brain damage that occurs before, during, or shortly after birth, affecting a person's ability to move and maintain balance and posture. In Kenya, an estimated 350,000 children are living with this condition. Patients of cerebral palsy present with difficulty in movement and coordination, including stiff muscles, poor balance, and involuntary movement, along with potential speech, vision, and learning problems. Jaden has been afflicted with a good portion of these symptoms and is entirely reliant on his parents.
I respond to the activities of daily living. He cannot dress himself, he cannot feed himself, he cannot do many things to himself. So you have to be there for the child and you have to support it fully. Sometimes it is not easy.
Felix and his wife have tried to make life as normal as possible for their son, but even then, they have not escaped the challenges of raising a child like Jaden, from education, his social life, nutrition, and everything in between. All these come at an exorbitant financial, emotional, and physical costs to the parents. Jaden's care also has to be handled carefully to avoid opportunistic infections.
Each and every time that he has an infection, this could trigger the convulsion. So these convulsions were not good because at times they could come at night. And if they started to attack, the convulsion could last for a long time.
Ni madawa, ni pampers, ni chakula yake, ni hata hizi ni wheelchair, ni hizi vitu assistive devices. Maana hizo zote ni therapies, ni pesa ambazo zinahitajika.
And now, drawing on their own experiences, they are imparting knowledge through a foundation in their son's name. They are also encouraging other parents to embrace their special needs children and integrate them into near normal lives. After all, they may be needing special and considerate care, but they are children just like the rest of the society's young ones.
So I call upon all the parents who are still living in denial to bring out these children so that they be included in the community, because you are denying these children their rights.
Such parents are looking forward to tax reliefs should a bill that is before Senate passes into law. The Persons with Disabilities Bill 2023, moved by Senator Chris Olasige, seeks to give caregivers and parents of children with disabilities significant tax relief, a move that will go a long way in easing the financial burden currently borne by families like Jayden's. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.
Nice feature there, Brenda. Really well done. Now, at the same time, Pope Francis has appeared at his window of the Gemelli Hospital in Rome and offered a blessing for the first time since being admitted on the 14th of February. The 88-year-old pontiff was discharged minutes later, and doctors say he will need to rest for at least 2 months at the Vatican. Now, the 88-year-old was admitted to hospital with a severe respiratory infection that resulted in a double pneumonia, a condition his doctors say that the Pope Francis was never incubated, but will always remained alert and oriented. They also say that the Pope is not completely healed, but no longer has pneumonia and is now in a stable condition.
The Holy Father was never intubated, and he always remained alert and oriented. The Holy Father will be discharged tomorrow, as we said before, in a stable clinical condition with a prescription to partially continue drug therapy and a convalescence and rest period at least 2 months.
Good to know the Pope is on the way to recovery.
I mean, that's some good news.
Just in time.
Very good news.
Just in time for Easter.
Yes.
All right, let's take another break here on Sunday Live. Plenty more ahead, including our weekly feature, Citizen Planet.
Yep, can't wait for that one.
Indeed. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff.
At O Burrows at Citizen TV Kenya.
Hashtag is Sunday Live. Sunday Live takes a break. We'll be back in a moment. In the meantime, coming up.
Coming up. And on our weekend environmental series, Citizen Planet, we tell you how Nakuru farmers overcame post-election scars to tackle climate-induced poverty.
Ramadhani ndio hii. Ni msimu ambao thawabu zake ni nyingi.
Na kumfuturisha mtu una ajiri yake.
Usipitwe na hii fursa adhimu ya kuweza kuwafuturisha Waislamu wasiojiweza.
Join us for our 2025 food pack campaign as we aspire to feed 5,000 families.
At Amaco Insurance, we ensure safe journeys by protecting public vehicles and the lives on board. With every policy, we provide full coverage for peace of mind on every ride. Your trust makes us the #1 choice for PSV insurance. We also insure private and commercial vehicles, businesses, livestock, homes, schools, and more. Visit us today and let's plan your insurance together.
Royal Mabati Factory Limited, your one-stop shop for affordable and quality guaranteed roofing solutions. Grab our offers. Pay 40%, get same-day production, relax at home, and enjoy free delivery. Call us on 0722 638383. Order today at www.royalmabati.com.
Je, ungependa kuwa mkulima dhabiti?
Anza kwa kupanda na Elgon Thabiti Fertilizer Planting iliyotengenezwa kuimarisha mahitaji ya mizizi ya miche yako michanga ili kuipa msingi thabiti. Isitoshe, tumia Elgon Thabiti Fertilizer Top Dressing ili kuipa mimea yako nguvu ya ukuaji wa kipekee na uzalishaji bora. Thabiti Fertilizer ina virutubisho vyote muhimu. Jiunge na wakulima thabiti ufurahie mavuno tele. Jipatie Thabiti Fertilizer kutoka kwa vituo vya NCPB kote nchini Kenya. Elgon Kenya Limited, transforming farms and lives through technology.
Welcome to Sensei Institute of Technology, your gateway to hands-on technical skills. From mechanics and electronics to construction, ICT and more. Our ever-growing facilities reflect our unwavering commitment to building a better tomorrow for you. With immersive practical training and top-tier equipment, we ensure real-world readiness and a secure future. Sensei, the home of great practical skills. Join us today. Welcome to Boma Mabati Factory, the 2024 winner in roofing solutions. All our products come with a warranty and are KEBS certified. Be part of our many satisfied customers by visiting us to enjoy great discounts. Boma Mabati Factory, Mabati Poa, near Boma.
Don't think I haven't noticed what's been going on, huh?
What do you mean?
What are you talking about with my husband?
I was just pitching an idea to bring in more customers to the bar, that's all.
Don't think I haven't noticed how you've been shamelessly flirting with him.
Mkulima, kausha ni kiuagugu cha kuangamiza aina zote za nyasi na kwekwe zenye majani mapana. Pata kausha katika Agrovet iliyo karibu nawe popote nchini. Imarisha ardhi yako kwa kutumia kausha.
It is exactly 35 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Sunday Live here at Citizen Television, on to our weekly feature, Citizen Planet.
More than a decade after violence tore them apart over disputed elections, the people of Kuresoi North, Nakuru County, have found unity in a new battle: climate change-induced hunger. Smallholder farmers, now part of a cooperative, are embracing modern farming techniques to boost income through certified Irish potato seed production. With support from the Agriculture Department and NGOs, these grassroots farmers are taking on harsh climatic changes to secure their livelihoods. Our environment, conservation and climate change reporter Agnes Olo brings us this story from Kuresoi North.
Deep in the heart of Kuresoi North, Nakuru County, lies an 8-acre farm, once a symbol of division, now a beacon of hope. This land, owned by over 3,000 cooperative members who were once sworn enemies, has become a lifeline. What was once a battlefield of conflict is now a thriving, certified Irish potato seed farm where once warring smallholder farmers have united with a common goal: to fight climate-induced poverty and reclaim their future. In Sigowet village, Ezekiel Kirui carries the scars of a dark past, the haunting memories of the 2007-2008 post-election violence in Nakuru. Caught in the chaos, he saw firsthand the devastation that tore communities apart. But today, time has turned wounds into wisdom. He now speaks of the past with courage, no longer defied by its shadows, but by resilience and hope.
Tumetangamana, tukaongea, tukawa na maoni ya kwamba ile kitu ambayo tutafanya ni tusanye vikundi zote za wakulima katika hii area ya Kuresoi North, sana katika wodi ya Kamara na Siriku. So Starlight ilizaliwa kutokana na ile michafuko ambayo ilikumba nchi yetu mwaka wa 2007 2008. Cooperative yetu tuko na makabila kama Kenya mzima.
After experiencing challenges with access and drought and all that, they decided, why can't we come together and certify our own seeds? So that is why we promote certified seeds. Of course we sell, but our main target is producing for ourselves, for our own benefit as smallholder farmers.
The Shangi potato breed stands out for its remarkable qualities: fast maturity, adaptability to diverse soils, and resilience against shifting climates. But beyond its strength lies a greater force. Farmers here credit their thriving yields to collaboration.
Variety ya Shangi inapandwa kwa maeneo karibu zote Kenya, kwa ile hali ya anga zote zenye ziko, huwa inajaribu kufanya. Pale Northeastern saizi wanafanya na kunyunyizia.
Kuna mambo na teknolojia ambayo imekuja tunaita service planting. Ukishapanga na kuwekea mchanga, viazi na baki tu peke yake zikimea tu pole pole bila kusumbuliwa na jembe.
We also promote crop rotation. So farmers are free to do indigenous seeds, and they are also equally doing well. But for potatoes, our focus is in certified seed because we have seen the benefit.
Starlight Cooperative farmers embrace chisel plow technology, a game changer offering a sustainable 3-in-1 solution. The innovation enhances soil health, boosts climate resilience, and ensures their land withstands even the harshest conditions.
Uzuri wa kutumia chisel ni kwamba inabomoa kabisa mpaka ile sehemu ambayo imekuwa ngumu pale chini, na unapata kama ni msimu ambao tuko na ile mvua kidogo kidogo, so unapata yale maji yanabaki pale chini. So ukipanda mmea wako itaendelea itanawiri na itaendelea kufanya vizuri hata wakati wa kama mvua imepungua.
Amid unpredictable weather, shifting soil health, and rise of new pests and diseases, expert guidance has become the backbone of successful farming here. Their knowledge is not just an asset, it's a lifeline in their fight for resilience and productivity.
Being the county director for Nakuru County, I will go ahead to downscale that national forecast to the county of Nakuru. Because now I understand the climatology of Nakuru, I understand the activities that takes place here. So I'll be able to tailor my forecast to address the specific needs of the Nakuru people.
The Starlight Cooperative's new formed Wakulima Sacco has been a game changer. And for Ngetich and Jane, it's a dream come true, turning their hard work into lasting wealth.
Unapata eka moja tulikuwa ipata karibu tani 2 ya viazi. Lakini ya saa hii kupitia kwa mradi wa Craft, siku hizi tunapata viazi kutoka tani 8 mpaka 10 kwa eka moja.
Nililima viazi hapa neka. Nilipata viazi kunia 3. Nikauza hiyo viazi. Nikaona haitoshi ninunue ng'ombe. Nikaenda kwa sako ya Starlight, nikakopa pesa, nikakuja nikaongeza hiyo. Ninapeleka maziwa kwa Starlight ndio niendelee nimalize hiyo deni alafu ninunue ingine. Hata maneno ya school fees nilikuwa na shida. Lakini saa hii nikitoa viazi, ninapanda viazi, anamaliza mwezi 3, tunatoa anaingia tamu ingine.
We are also providing demo farms where farmers can learn by seeing. When we talk of these practices, they have to see, and then that way they can know how to adapt them in their farms. For the certified seeds, we don't certify at the farmers' farms. The farmers bring their money together, we hire a big chunk of land, and because we have our own agronomist, it is the agronomist who takes care of that land, so that we ensure we meet all the KEFI set standards.
The climate crisis threatens Kenya's food security, but in Kuresoi North, unity is the answer. Potato seed farmers are leading a powerful, locally led climate action, a model that, if replicated, could safeguard the nation's future.
21. From one.
Great job there, Agnes. 18 years later, life goes on. Well done. Now, Radio Citizen presenters joined faithful at the Church of Restoration in Pipeline in the Embakasi area as part of their weekly impromptu Sunday visit program. Now, the visit, designated to engage with and worship alongside Radio Citizen fans, was led by the head of Radio Citizen, Tina Ogal. Radio Citizen fans, along with church members, united for the church service, marking the 4th visit to different churches. Take a listen.
Na inafaa kuwa, si ndio? Bwana Yesu asifiwe jamani. Maanake hata sisi pia katika nafasi zetu za kipekee huwa tunaabudu. Na tunapoabudu pia tumekuja hapa kuabudu na watu wa Pipeline. Tukiwaombea pia hata sisi pia huyo Mungu pia ni wetu. Pia sisi tuna claim that same God, isn't it?
All right, time to come to the break right here on Sunday Live. Coming up, sports.
Coming up, sports, and you know, there's a Pierre, what's his name? That's Mufasa. It's not the same Pierre, right? This one. This Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
Oh, Aubameyang.
It's Aubameyang from Gabon.
Yes,
Ah, okay.
He's got a brace, huh? Oh, shame.
So we're out of contention.
Yeah, well, no. There's still hope.
There's still hope.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Let's take that break. Keep tweeting at Queen Jeff.
At O'Barrows at Citizen TV Kenya.
The hashtag is Sunday Live. Sunday Live takes a break. We'll be back in the meantime.